So today I'm gonna treat the advanced puzzle An Open Roof, the Open Roof, published on January 5th of 2024. It consists of a regular hexagon shown here with two line segments which are at right angles over here. And the question is, what is the minimum value of the proportion yellow to red? And I will show that indeed there is a minimum. If I, let's say this is variable, so the position of this vertex on this side is variable, and you see indeed that this is yellow is completely covering the upper side. If I slide it up, it will go down and eventually it will go up again, and at this point it is again covering the whole side. So at this point the proportion yellow to red basically is infinite as it is here, but somewhere around here there is a minimum. It seems to be right in the middle, but let's wait and see if that is actually the case. So I'm gonna use another strategy than the followers on Twitter. I will use Cartesian coordinates to solve this puzzle, and I've already filled in some coordinates. This vertex here I will call the origin, so 0, 0. I take the length of the regular hexagon, of the sides of the regular hexagon, to be 1, so this vertex here is at 1, 0. And the vertex here at the top, which exactly separates yellow and red, this is a variable. This length I call y, and it is known that the height of a regular hexagon, if the side is 1, the height will be square root of 3. So the coordinates are y, square root of 3. The coordinates of this important vertex, you can show it easily. I extend basically the x-axis right like this, and I drop a perpendicular line here. Then this little triangle is a 60, 90, 30 triangle with known side proportions. If I say that this little side is x, then the vertical side will be the square root of 3 times x. So let's say x square root of 3. So these are very known proportions, that the two sides of a 60, 90, 30 triangle are proportions x. Oh, sorry, this is not showing what I intended. It should be the square root of 3, like this. Right. So that makes that the coordinates of this vertex here are 1 plus x, 1 plus x, and the y coordinate is x square root of 3. Now, what I basically want is to express y in terms of x, because x can be varied from 0 to basically a half over here. Then it is exactly a half, and somewhere around in that interval it will be at the minimum value. So what I want is to express y and x. And how do I do that? There is a condition, and that is the right angle, which I didn't use as yet. And you can use it, and then that's why I use Cartesian coordinates, because you can use vectors and use the dot product of those vectors, which if they are at right angles, it should be 0, the dot product. So what I basically did is I showed this vector from basically the origin to this point. It has coordinates 1 plus x square root of 3, obviously, and this vector is basically subtracting the x coordinates and the y coordinates, and you will get this expression for the vector. And if I take the dot product, well, I use a star, but formally it's the dot product of these two vectors, I put it to 1, you will get the equivalent equation, which is shown here. And what you see, you can then rewrite that so that you isolate y, and you see that you can express y in terms of x like a quotient with a quadratic equation in the numerator and a linear equation in x in the denominator. So basically this is y expressed in terms of x. Well, the rest of the proof basically is using differential calculus to find the minimum value of y, because of course if this is minimum, also the proportion yellow to red should be minimum. Well, that is an exercise I leave to you, or maybe you can use some kind of tool for that. What you will find is that the minimum value of y is reached at x is 1.5 plus square root of, at x is the root of 3/3 minus 1. And surprisingly, that is not exactly half of this interval, so it is near, half, it should be 0.25, but it's slightly less than that. And if I then fill in this x to find the minimum of the proportion, which is y divided by 1 minus y, I get the expression 1.5 plus square root of 6. So that is the minimum value of the proportion yellow to red, and it approximates to 3,95. So that ends the video of the open roof.